attacks and vulnerabilities. So here are some common types of cyber attacks and vulnerabilities. First one is phishing. This is when attacker sends fake emails or messages that look like they come from an trusted source to trick people into revealing personal information like password or credit card. So in phishing, what attacker does is he creates fake emails, but that look like a original one. That is, it may look like it comes from a trusted source. So which could lead users to giving up their sensitive information like passwords or credit card details or any such. This is the most commonly happening attacks in the present scenario. Many users lose their money, respect, and reputation by falling prey to phishing attacks. Second one is malware. As we can see that it has two words in it, mal and ware, which stands for malicious software. This includes various viruses, worms, and trojans that can infect computers and devices, causing damages and stealing data. Malware often spreads through infected downloads or email attachments. So malware could basically contain anything that could be viruses, worms, trojan, or any kind of other cyber attack harmful entity. So what its main task could be is entering into system from any kind of downloads or email attachments. Once it enters into the system, it's easy for it to carry out its task very easily and in short duration of time. Third one is ransomware. This is a type of attack that locks or encrypts a user's file or demand payment to unlock them. It can cripple organizations by making important data inaccessible. So what ransomware does is it demands for some kind of ransom amount. Ransom means money. So this malware basically locks users' files. That is, it could add some kind of password mechanisms so that the authorized individual is not able to access it when he needs it. In return of it, it could demand some payment, either to get the password key or any kind of PIN to unlock the files. It can trouble organization by making the important data, such as business data or financial data, inaccessible. Fourth one is denial of service attack. In this attack, hacker overwhelms a server or network with traffic, causing it to slow down or crash. This makes the services unavailable to legitimate users. So in this attack, what the hacker does is it sends multiple requests from several systems or botnets in order to make the server inaccessible to authorized individuals. So we might have come across a scenario where we are looking for a result during the day of result, but the website seems to be very slow. Though it's an unintentionally caused denial of service attack, but it's a great example to understand it. We need to wait for several hours in order to view our result. This is because the server gets overwhelmed. Fifth one is SQL injection. This vulnerability occurs when attacker inserts malicious code into website database query through input fields like login forms to access or manipulate data they shouldn't. So if you are a student from a computer background, you might have come across a word called as SQL, which is structured query language, which is an efficient way of interacting with the database. So what the attacker does is it makes a combination of some SQL keywords to create a query that could bypass some kind of authentication mechanism present in the login forms. So which could be basically uh, mentioning some kind of username and password and adding some kind of bitwise operators in order to bypass the mechanisms. Even if the first condition is not satisfied, the second one would get satisfied and the bypassing of the authentication could be done. Sixth one is cross-site scripting, which is also known as XSS. In this attack, hacker injects malicious scripts into web pages that other users visit. When user loads the page, the script runs in their browsers, potentially stealing cookies or session information. So what the attacker does here is he tries to insert some kind of harmful scripts into web pages such as so that the scripts such as so that the scripts could gain some important information like the cookies or session information. Even if the attacker manages to get some kind of minute information from the cookies, it could be beneficial for him to perform some further attacks. Seventh one is zero-day exploits. These are attacks that take advantage of unpatched vulnerabilities in software that the developer is unaware of. Because there is no fix available at that time of this attack, these can particularly damage. So what the attacker does is there are various unpatched vulnerabilities into the present system, which probably the developer too isn't aware of. Attacker makes use of these vulnerabilities to enter our system and cause disruption, ultimately fulfilling his aim of destroying the victim system. Eighth is the insider attack. This vulnerability involves employees or contractors who intentionally or unintentionally misuse their access to company data, either stealing sensitive information or causing harm. So, from this, we can understand that insider threat has one word of insider, which means that the person present inside the organization makes use of his rights or permissions given in order to cause harm to his own company. Ninth one is brute force attack. So, brute force attack is done in order to gain access by making use of username and password. Here, hacker tries every possible combination of password until they find the correct one, making it effective against weak passwords. So there are several weak passwords present into our systems, like admin pass at the rate 123, our name itself, or admin password or password 123, any such like that. So what brute force attack does here is it tries every possible combination that it might guess or predict, which could lead to gain access to the system. Tenth one is DNS spoofing. Attackers corrupt the DNS cache of a server to redirect users from legitimate website to malicious ones, often leading to phishing or malware infections. So what here happens is claiming that a particular fake web page is a genuine one, the user is directed to a phishing or a malicious site. 11th one is IoT vulnerabilities. Internet of Things is again a very demandable topic in the present scenario. Internet of Things devices such as smart appliances and cameras often have weak security features, making them easy targets for hackers who can exploit these devices for attacks or data collection. So there are several devices that are used for the purpose of IoT, such as camera, speaker, alarm, even our smartwatches. Even if the attacker gets access to any of these data, it could prove fatal for us. 12th one is session injections. Session injection or session hijacking. Hacker takes control of user's active session with a website or application by stealing session cookies, allowing them to impersonate the user without needing to log in. So, if by any chance the user uh, fails to log out, the attacker might take the advantage of it. Either he could perform his malicious acts or spread virus through it. So these were some kind of important attacks that we need to be familiar with.